Hello, it's been a hot minute. That's because I've been working on writing a story. I'm planning on making it into a comic, but at the same time, that is very difficult, and I am scared that I will give up because it's such a daunting task. But I love my characters and their world so much that I have to at least give it a go, you know? The character that I'm painting here is my main character, Seraphina, in her ritual clothing. So feel free to enjoy that process while I rant about the things I've learned in life. And without further ado, here are 5 things that I wish someone had told me growing up. So this first one is kind of specific to me, but to young Zyler, you have ADHD. That doesn't mean you're lesser or different from other people. I mean, everyone is super different anyways. And there are some people out there who love the shit out of you for all your weirdness. So don't change who you are to try to make someone else happy. Almost everyone has some symptom of ADHD, and no, that doesn't have to mean that you're really hyper or crazy like in the movies. I have inattentive subtype, which just means that it's hard to focus on things, you daydream a lot, and even hyper-focus on things that interest you. So get your shit together. I mean, literally. Put everything you need in a backpack and don't take that shit off, or you will forget it and leave it somewhere. I call this the turtle shell method. Number 2. This one's kind of similar to the golden rule, treat others how you would treat yourself, but I have learned to treat yourself how you would treat your friends. If your friend was feeling sad, you wouldn't tell them to hide it or be critical of them. So why are you doing that to yourself? On the topic of feeling your feelings, get a feelings wheel. It helps a lot to know exactly what you're feeling rather than a vague sense of I'm upset or I'm happy. Number 3, you cannot indefinitely avoid conflict. No matter how nice you are and how passive you are going to meet people who have different opinions and ideas that conflict with yours. So, instead of avoiding conflict entirely, practice. Learn how to communicate about what's bothering you. Say it with me. I don't like it when you... that makes me feel... And don't call me that. Most of the time, people don't even know that they're upsetting you, and they'll stop if you let them know. If they're intentionally trying to upset you and you tell them to stop, now they just look like an asshole. Number 4, people aren't thinking about you. I'm not talking about the people you know, I'm talking about strangers, people walking past you on the street or sitting next to you on the bus. People might have a passing thought about you, but I can guarantee you they're not going the rest of their day thinking about that thing you did or what you look like or any other random thing you might be nitpicking about. People are more than likely caught up in their own lives and they're not judging you. And lastly, the thing that I wish I had heard most is you can tell me anything. This one's a little tricky because people did tell me this, but I never believed them. My mom has always been a fixer rather than a listener. If you have a problem, she solves it. Like, even to the point where she would do my math homework for me if I asked her for help. And I don't blame her for being a mama bear and wanting to fight my battles for me, especially when it came to being bullied. She would always take the offensive and call their parents and immediately take action. But this taught me something very wrong. In my mind, I truly believed that if I told anyone what was wrong, I would have no control over their response and their actions. So I didn't. It would have meant the world to me just to have someone who would listen or even offer advice without taking the wheel. So, as an adult, if someone's sharing with me, I've made it a habit to ask whether they want help, advice, or just my ear. And that's all the advice? Lessons? That's all the things that I had to talk about. Yep. Bye-bye.